My wife is jealous of my friend's fiance, so I told her off. My wife, 35 female, and I, 36 male, are good friends with another couple. My best friend Matt, who's 36 male, and his fiance Rachel, 24 female. Rachel models and is very attractive. My wife is less conventionally attractive, but I fell in love with her for her humor and good spirit, which I personally find more attractive than good looks.
Her personality.
Yeah, nice.
She has a great personality too.
Nice recovery there, OP. By the way, this comes from user throwawayhusband264 on the r/OKstorytime subreddit. So, recently I've noticed my wife making a lot of comments about Rachel, calling her an airhead and just being kind of mean. When my wife makes these comments in private, I'm able to stand up for Rachel, but when they're made in public, I obviously don't want to embarrass my wife by calling her out. My wife and I went on a trip away with Matt and Rachel last week, which we had been planning for a while and really looked forward to.
Okay.
At dinner one night, my wife made a really mean comment after we started talking about the economy. She remarked, "Don't worry, Rachel, you can join in the conversation once the smart people are done." Ooh. She was the only one who laughed. Ooh, and she laughed at her own joke?
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, I was completely embarrassed, and once we were alone, I told my wife she had been really rude, and I was ashamed of her. I told her she needed to stop making nasty comments, and she agreed.
Okay, wow.
Oh, that's surprising.
All right.
However, the next night, we all went out to a bar. Rachel was getting a lot of attention from guys there who were sending over drinks. My wife was looking visibly annoyed that she wasn't receiving the same attention, so I tried to lift her spirits by paying for all her drinks and making a fuss of her.
Ooh.
One guy came over and said that Rachel looked just like the model Zendaya. My wife let out a massive laugh and said, "Did you mean to say Whoopi Goldberg?" All right, now you're just, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
I love Whoopi.
There's nothing wrong with Whoopi. I turned to my wife and straight up said, "You really are so jealous, aren't you?" Wow, he's like saying exactly what is in my head.
Yeah.
This woman is jealous to the nth degree of Rachel. She looked hurt, but didn't have time to respond as Rachel had left the table in tears. She made her cry.
Dang, what the heck?
Dude, too mean. I followed Matt and told Rachel directly that I was so sorry for my wife's words and that I was ashamed of her behavior. When I reunited with my wife, she told me that I was horrible for calling her jealous in front of everyone and embarrassing her.
Dang.
Girl, you're embarrassing him.
Yeah, honestly.
I told her straight up that she was jealous of Rachel as Rachel is more attractive than her. Oh, man, but that's a huge whiff, dude. I realize now in hindsight that was a very heavy thing to say and can see why she would be hurt by it. However, I stand by the fact that it was said in anger. Am I the a-hole? And we have an edit. I forgot to mention that since the trip, Matt has messaged me to let me know my wife is no longer welcome at their wedding and that as a couple, himself and Rachel have decided they aren't interested in our friendship anymore if my wife is around.
Dang.
Rachel feels as if my wife has bullied her and has even suggested that some of the comments were racially motivated.
Oh, wow.
I am humiliated. And we have another edit.
Yeah,
But-
dude. I definitely see the racist, thought process.
Where was the lean? Where was the racist lean? Like just because she's black or?
She said one guy was like, "Oh, she looks like Zendaya," and he was like, "More like Whoopi Goldberg." And that might have been the only case we've seen, but there probably have been other cases instead of that, like other red flags where she probably would have said something like that. Yeah, I think she's just jealous that Rachel's hot and she's not.
Exactly. That's really the root of it. Is like, she's conventionally attractive, and even OP was like, my wife's not conventionally attractive, but I am really attracted to her.
Yeah.
Is there any way to right the ship? Like, even if she apologizes, can she fix it?
I think Rachel and Matt have done a good job of stepping back. So Rachel's probably felt this way in a lot of other ways because girls are mean to each other.
That's true.
They are really mean. Like, my girlfriend's going through a situation with another girlfriend, and it's pretty dicey,
venomous. They get the venom in there.
They really do. Yeah. I think that Rachel's been enduring that for I don't know how long their friendship has been, but probably a majority of it. If Rachel would even want a friendship at all.
Yeah, it sounds
I don't think we can right the ship.
It sounds like they've established the boundary and they want to keep it that way.
Yep.
Sorry for another edit. I just wanted to clarify that my wife is stunning.
Nice. Okay.
Good job, OP. Let's go. Real. I wouldn't have married her if I didn't think she was beautiful. She's just not as as conventionally attractive. To me, she's the most beautiful woman on the planet, but objectively, Rachel is better looking.
Yeah, he's just trying to give context, guys.
Context is key. I'm very open to being the a-hole in the situation, but I definitely wouldn't want people to think I'm not attracted to my wife.
Do you think they can right the ship?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think the only thing that could do it is if his wife like fully apologized, but
yeah,
I don't think that's going to happen.
She has to have an emotional catharsis. Is that the right word?
I think so, yeah.
Emotional catharsis, confiding in Rachel, explaining everything, and then over time, maybe.
You still have to give him the space to become okay with it. Like, it's not going to be anything immediate for sure. Yeah. Thanks for the feedback, guys. Just to add, although I didn't call out my wife in public, I regularly called her out in private after she would make comments. The reason that we continued to hang out as a group is because my wife reassured me her and Rachel got along well, and the comments were in good spirit. Matt would also continue to invite us out, so I didn't think it was too much of a problem. Also, in regards to the free drinks, Rachel accepted them for the table.
Okay.
We all shared the drinks and were joking around. The drinks were sent from the same two creepy guys, and it wasn't like the whole bar was buying Rachel drinks. Okay. Matt isn't insecure and would rather accept the free alcohol.
Nice.
Also, my wife earns more than me, so we split costs 50-50 most of the time. I paid for her drinks this time to make her feel better.
Nice.
I also want to make it clear that I don't have feelings for Rachel. I think she is a conventionally attractive girl and she's a model. I'm not even really friends with Rachel, as some of you pointed out. She's younger, so we don't have much in common. I also want to make it clear that my wife is conventionally attractive. Also, just less so than Rachel. Rachel's a model. My wife is not.
Let's just get a picture of Rachel and the wife real quick so we can all understand what you're trying to say.
Just to be clear, my wife is hot, just not as hot. This does not mean I don't think my wife is more attractive than Rachel to me. I just mean that objectively Rachel is better looking. I agree with the comments that both my wife and I were a-holes in this situation. My wife's behavior is unacceptable and mine was cruel, and I've probably done some lasting damage to my wife's self-esteem. I don't think I'm the a-hole for failing to call out my wife sooner.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I mean, what? Like
in the moment that comment was probably
But you already
harsh.
were calling out your wife too, just not in public, which is what you do when you're someone's like husband or wife. Like, in my opinion, you should never publicly criticize your partner. So for me, telling her privately that the jokes were inappropriate is enough. I also want to point out that my wife and I have already had couples counseling, and my wife had individual therapy.
Nice.
When I initially made the comment that Rachel is more attractive than her, my wife was furious, and rightly so.
Yeah.
She said that it was a cruel thing to say and that she wasn't jealous of Rachel, and insisted that the jokes were not offensive and everyone was just tiptoeing around the pretty girl. See, now that's where you're exposing yourself.
Yeah.
OP's wife. You definitely are jealous that she's attractive.
Yeah.
That made no sense.
Also, being insecure that two creepy guys are sending your friend drinks.
For that to be like the root of the Whoopi Goldberg comment is like, it's like, oh, you think that she looks like hot black model Zendaya? Like, how about she looks like arguably not hot black talk show host Whoopi Goldberg? And by the way, you can join us live on YouTube every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap our profile. When we returned home from the trip and I received Matt's message, I let my wife know. At first, she was hurt, but she eventually came around and said her behavior was inappropriate.
Nice.
She's admitted that she is jealous of Rachel due to her looks and was embarrassed by her behavior.
All right.
I also asked her if she felt as if I found Rachel more attractive than her, but she said that she didn't think that. It was just difficult seeing a younger, prettier girl get treated way better than her, and she felt like a second best. I think my wife noticed Rachel getting special treatment from other people and was jealous she didn't receive the same. My wife has sent an apology to Rachel, but I don't think the friendship is salvageable. I will still attend the wedding, but my wife won't be coming along, even if she is re-invited. I think it's worth my wife having some more therapy, and I'll have to rethink things. This has definitely made me see things in a different light, and I'm really disappointed.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what? But your wife just, I'm confused by that.
I think this whole ordeal has made like from start to now, he's probably disappointed. Even though she is working on herself, he still probably has disappointing.
He's reassessing.
Yeah.
Reassessment is now in order here. Okay. Thanks again, everyone, for the feedback. Cool. Well, I think you have some thinking to do. Sounds like she's on the right track.
She's on the right track. Lots to go. And I hope her and Rachel can figure something out. Maybe they can all hang out as a group.
Who knows? It might just be time to say goodbye to those people. Just might not be working.
Agreed.